Fellas, let's get real. Fellas, let's get real. Let's go ahead and talk about this. What do we have on our table today? Let me just start off by saying this Monday has been pretty shit Monday, I'm not gonna lie. I was hoping to get in a position today. But as you can see, hence why I'm in the sector right now. Technology is still leading, although healthcare is coming right on it. But we don't trade healthcare, so we don't care. Other than that, I mean, nothing really is setting up for technology, really. I mean, financial services are up there, industrials, but almost halfway there. But so right now, technology, this is what we're looking at. Dollar value right now, NVIDIA. Whoops. NVIDIA is up pretty good. I'm pretty sure it's about to hit fucking 1,000, bro, like this week, bro. This might pop. Apple, I don't know why it's like flagging this, because Apple is, I don't know what the fuck they're doing, but they have dropped like a motherfucker. MCIS, or CMCI, just got added to the S&P 500. Pretty sure they're doing good. Also kind of broke out a little bit. I know someone bought shares on this. AMD, we just love to see it. Called out the breakout. We did get into this breakout, by the way. Just recently, we did catch this initial move. I talked about this in my last video. But in this video, we're going to be talking about PLTR and what's going to happen with that. But yeah, just recap. AMD caught this move here. Definitely could have held to catch this and that. That would have been, technically speaking, that could have been a 13. Damn, that could have been like a 400%, 600% move. That would have been really nice. Microsoft. Okay. Microsoft was actually one, if not the top of my list before ARM. Now, the reason for this is Microsoft actually started to set up like really nicely. I don't know why I don't have my EMAs here, but let's just go to like the normal chart. Okay, so it doesn't look promising, but when you really look at it, it went up. And then it started going sideways, right? Not down, not up, just sideways. And these gaps, whatever. Pulls back to the 9, pulls back to the 10. Yes, it slips. I don't really love this, but it does come back in this range, if that makes sense, right? It trades back in this range. This is what you'd like to see, right? This like cup and handle, if you will. Holds the EMA, holds the 9, holds the 9. It's getting really fucking tight. Volume, lots of volume here. Volume, almost a breakout day. Didn't enter this. I wanted to see it go a little higher above this high and stuff. Just swept this high, if you will. This day looked promising, and this is the day that, pretty sure this was Friday, if I'm not wrong, and we had kind of like a disappointing day for all the stocks. And then Monday, as you can see, yeah, I mean, it's out of the candidate. It's just such a big red candle. It could come back theoretically, but it's such a gap down, such a big, so much selling volume. Yeah, look at that selling volume. It's out of interest now. It can 100% bounce off here and get it even in look, this is why it's still technically in my watch list because of this, but I swear to God, if it comes below this low or below these lows, so basically these two areas below like 400 and 397, then I'm not even interested in it at all whatsoever. And even if it does like stop, come back up slowly, it still has a long way to go to, break these highs and gap up. So to go from 400 to almost 420 in less than a week is going to be a little hard. So that's why Microsoft is, in my opinion, out of the question. Meta, unfortunately, the ADR is 2.1. So I'm not going to lie, this was not a huge good swing trade, but the setup was there. But it wasn't. I mean, it gapped up, but it didn't go sideways. It went sideways and up. So it was like almost like a pinch forward. So yeah, this was kind of expected. Did have a price target up there, but I'm experimenting right now. Like, it really depends on the day itself. Like, if we look at AMD, for example, like look at Meta. Like Meta, okay, good day. Let's look at the percentage. Like the day itself, 2%. All right, 2%, 2.4. All right, the actual, I'm going to just measure the body, right? Because that's what counts. All right, 2%. That's a 2%. That's an average day. For AMD, when it broke out, what was the average day? 3.9 is the average percentage. Boom. Almost tripled. Or it doubled. Okay, 7. Okay, yeah, almost doubled. That's crazy, right? So on breakout day, not only did AMD have volume, but it also doubled its ADR, so average daily range. And look at Meta. Meta, when it broke out, it only broke out here. AMD, on the other hand, gapped up, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, gapped. Boom. Gapped up, volume, high, a very high volume day. Meta didn't gap up above those highs. Yes, it broke here, but that means that you'd be buying when it breaks here. So 497 to 502. I mean, that's like, yeah, 2%. That's not even good. Yeah. So you would have lost anyways on that. What else? Google. Yeah, I would not invest in Google. Let's talk about oh yeah, Pawn, yeah, not doing too well either. Uber, not doing too well either. Uber was a really good looking trade, I'm not gonna lie, but it's like Meta again. That breakout technically happened on this day, but I would have rather gone on this day here and held for 2 days and sold the top or whatever, because it did come to this. What was the ADR? 3.8. Okay, so breakout technically 1.4 underperforming, and this one 1.9. Holy fuck, very underperforming. So definitely didn't come close to the average daily range. Not good. And PLTR is down here. I just saw it. PLTR, there it is. All right, so far. Now, this stock, don't get me wrong, it looks weird as fuck to trade. 100%, it does not look like a perfect setup. Completely agree with you. The only thing I saw when this came across my screener was it gapped up, and I'm pretty sure, I'm 100% sure, 99.8% sure that this was earnings. So it beat earnings. Obviously, what happens after it beat earnings keeps going up, right? Bigger move happens after earnings. Boom, 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 boom. And then it goes sideways. Now, this is a good candidate because look at those highs. Those highs are important. Now, it's not a perfect line, but those highs, notice how no candle is closing above that main high. It's all sweeping, it's all touching, which means that technically high at the same level means it's going sideways, right? Ultimately, you would want lower highs, but here we just have equal highs. Same thing, doesn't matter. What you would like is to see what? Higher lows. That's what we're getting. Higher low, higher low, higher low, higher low. That's what you like to see. What do you also like to see? You'd like to see it pull back to the 9. If it doesn't pull back to the 9, it pulls back to the 20. Okay, guess what happened? Gaps up, equal highs, gaps down. Okay, 9 doesn't. Okay, so now we want to touch the 20, hold strong, comes back to the 9, creates that little range on the 9, keeps going sideways. It's not going up, right? It's still in this range, still going up, pulls back to the 9, back to the 20. Now, this is where basically tomorrow we could see a breakout, okay? The reason is here, in a way, is the last line of defense. We're getting really thin volume, as you can see from here, from probably the day it's at the top. So here, these 3 candles, volume's dying off, okay? Tomorrow, if we break this high, either gap up or we trade through it, I would like to get in some calls, okay? It is risky because it's going sideways for a long time. It's not really squeezing it, if that makes sense, because squeezing would be something like this, right, where we'd like to see those highs down here, and there would be a really squeeze. But see, it needs to gap up a lot more now. And so technically speaking, you would get in earlier than the actual breakout, if that makes sense. This would be like an early risky breakout. Like what it could do tomorrow could be a breakout. It could trade higher and then come back down to squeeze it even more and then break out, right? So technically, if I time my option right, I could make profit, but it could be extremely risky with the expiration date and the strike price, right? Like technically it moves 5% a day, which I'm not gonna lie, I'm not seeing that whatsoever. So what I would like to see, and this is the expectation, when we see the breakout, right? Technically, if it breaks above this, let's just say it gaps up a little bit, 5% would be around here. So the day itself would need to close around these highs, around this close, or at least get above this gap right here. If it gets above this gap, gaps up here, trades above this gap, trades here, we'd be looking to hold for maybe that full breakout. But as of right now, this is the top of my scanner. This is what I'm looking for. I'll let you guys know if it trades down, it trades down. But there was also another thing with the tech sector right now. Can I even put this on here? Oh yeah, I can. Yeah. So this is what I want to. Okay. So when it came down, the tech sector is hitting the 9 right now. So this would be a pretty good spot to turn around. Knowing that the tech, obviously PLTR is in the tech sector, right? So if the sector itself is doing bad, then most stocks or most leading stocks will not perform as well. But if the sector is turning around and everyone's buying back, then guess what? PLTR is going to break out and we're going to be already in it. So boom, bam, see how it lines up. But if it does the opposite, if the sector drops even more, PLTR, what's it going to do? It's not going to break out. And if it does, it's going to be a very small breakout, and I'm not looking forward to get into it. Got it? That's just what's going to happen. I don't want to make this video too long because it is just like a recap and just basically predicting what I'm going to do tomorrow. Anything can happen. I'll see you guys tomorrow or when I sell my contract and do another recap of this week. I'll see y'all in a week or so, hopefully.